I think it's like, even for the free version, there's a lot here to like, and you really don't need to add even a paid version, probably for a long period of time, to get good value out of this. Welcome back to Startup U TV, where we give you tools, tips, and marketing strategies to grow or start your business. Don't forget to also subscribe to Startup U Podcast, where I have conversations with some of the most noteworthy entrepreneurs on the planet. People like Damon John, Barbara Corcoran, Grant Cardone, Guy Kawasaki, and many, many more. I've had over hundreds and hundreds of episodes of the show. You absolutely want to check that out. The link to subscribe on all podcasting mediums is down below in the description. All right, so today I discovered a tool, and I was actually kind of been playing around with it for the past few hours, and I wanted to share because I found it to be so powerful. And the reason being is that when I'm working with businesses and they're trying to develop their digital marketing strategy, one of the big issues is they're trying to figure out their tool stack. And sometimes they end up picking the wrong tool stack. Not that it's wrong for where they are now, but they don't map out where they're going to need, or what they're going to need rather, when they get down the line. This season of business, it might be okay, but then down the line, it's like, I wish we had done this instead of that. I wish we'd pick this tool instead of that tool. You want to make sure you find tools that aren't just good for now, but you can also grow with, so that you don't have to get down at the end of the line. And this happens all the time, but I have to help clients break their entire tool stack. We have to turn off ads. We have to kind of close down the sales pipeline just to get the right tools in place. And it's a massive overhaul. So one of the ways you can do that is actually road mapping out and flow charting right now before you get started on something like Lucidchart. So this tool, I'd been highly recommended. I wanted to check it out myself, and I'm going to show you what I've created, and then I'm going to show you some of the advanced features and things you can do, because I think it's like, even for the free version, there's a lot here to like, and you really don't need to add even a paid version, probably for a long period of time, to get good value out of this. So I'm going to show you now. This is the general dashboard. When you log in, you can see you've got, this is the one I created earlier. There's documents and templates and integrations. I'll get into that in a second. But here's what I created today. So this is, by the way, this was like my first attempt, all right? So please don't judge. I'm sure I'll make some that look far better than this down the line. But you can see here, we're talking about, this is where we're going to have our ads come through, top of funnel. We're going to go to a tool called bucket.io. We're going to run a quiz funnel for this. We're going to run leads to Airtable, so on and so forth. So you can see, like, we're mapping this out. Where do we need Zapier? Where do we need to consider, okay, what if they say no here? We're sending them down a different pipeline for emails on ConvertKit. If they're not interested at all, if they click a link, they go here. If they don't, they go to a completely different sales pipeline. Let's say it's people that don't, in this particular case, it's a local business. So if they're not local, we can trigger something to have them go down to a different pipeline that sells them more of an online program versus an in-person. So the bottom line is, you can see there's an amazing functionality feature here with mapping this out. I did this in about 30 minutes. You can see here on the left-hand side, you've got some basic different things if you want to put, decision to be made. And I just use basic squares. I didn't use like actual flow charting, the appropriate tools, which again, you would want to do that. So you've got, this is your process. This is a decision to be made. This is a terminator, right? So not the actual Terminator, like not I'll be back Terminator, by the way. Really bad joke. So document, like you can add things, here that show like what these various things are. And this is the proper way to actually do a flow chart. So all of these things are here, and this is all free. And as you can see, I've used various arrows and things like that. You can actually add some if you want to add some, which looks really, really cool. But you've got this blank canvas. And something I found was really interesting is that if you get to the end of the page, which you can see, it's kind of, you got to zoom in a little bit. There's these little dots. And I was like, shoot, we're at the end. Do I have to create a new one? And I could just keep going. And it just expands on its own. So you could theoretically have this go on forever and ever and ever. But the bottom line is this: mapping this out with my client just gave him new perspective, because it allowed us to figure out like, okay, here's the now, but then here's the future. And we can kind of figure out like, is this tool going to be viable? Is it going to work? And then how do we start building that? And then in what order do we start building that? So really a beneficial exercise. And honestly, I genuinely would tell you, please do not start building big, like elaborate funnels until you've mapped it out. Even me, having built multiple funnels in multiple different businesses and worked with many, many clients and done these things on my own for my own businesses, even I have always found myself kind of like trying to draw on a whiteboard. It just doesn't look official. I mean, it just looks like a kindergartner got a marker. Maybe you're a good drawer. I am not, for sure. It is not in my powerhouse of skills. And so it just looks really bad. And this just looks really impressive. You could share this with a team member, or if you outsource this or whatever the case may be, this would give people a really good illustration. It's also a great, like you can see, this is not good. It's my first attempt, and I think it looks presentable for the most part. I mean, I don't know that I'd show it to a professional flowchart. They'd have some really serious critiques. But overall, I think it gives you a nice ability to have that blank canvas to be able to create what you want. So wanted to take you and show you this. These are the templates. So you've got all templates. You can look at Lucidchart and Lucidspark, which looks like are other versions of templates. Let's just go to all for now. And as you can see, they have it broken down by popular or like what you're looking for specifically, right? A business strategy or project planning or brainstorming. You can actually do a mind map, which is really cool. So it's not just flowcharting for business. There's all kind of different things you can do. Vision boards, right? Like really, really, really have added a lot to this. And I think it's super impressive. And the thing that I really like, and this is subject to change, always keep that in mind, but you can tell this is the first premium one we've seen. And we've had a pretty lengthy scroll here. There's one premium design or chart rather, or template rather, that is down of the sea of free ones. So I like to see that. I like to see that there's an abundance of different options that you can get for free while you're using this. And then maybe if you get really advanced, then you need to pay for one, and that's totally fine. But as you can see, I'm yet to seeing other. I mean, I haven't seen a premium. I don't know if you guys are looking at seeing premiums, and I'm not seeing. Maybe I'm just missing it here. But a lot of free options and robust, right, to say the very least. Here's some premium options. Looks like all those are stacked at the bottom. But I mean, I would dare to say at least 100, it looks like, maybe more. It looks like far more actually are in that free category, and probably like sales funnel. Like this is probably going to be everything you ever need to do to really define what your sales funnel is going to look like, to have that documented. It's really important when you're doing stuff like this, because when you do start hiring and you do start building a larger organization, you've already documented this stuff. It's not on some notepad somewhere that only you can read or it gets lost somewhere. You can save these and put them on a Google Drive or save them in your account or whatever the case may be. And that's going to be documented processes. And you can always have other people take a glance at it and be like, hey, what if we did this, right? Like, what if we enhance it in this way? If it's documented, it has a chance to be reviewed. If it's reviewed, it has a chance to be improved. So that's a really important thing to be doing and considering. Next, I want to look at the integrations. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, Drive. Maybe this just automatically saves it in a Drive file for you. I'm not sure. I haven't played with that feature yet. But I always say this whenever I review tools. It's good to see integrations. It's always good to see it functions with other things, because you just never know. And so it's good to see that, like, yeah, there are options if it ever came to that where I need to share it across a team, or I need to share it with a client, like in the case that I'm in right now, or I need to have whatever data extracted into an Excel doc. Who knows? But it's good that it's there, right? It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not essential, but it's a very nice bonus in my opinion. And then just to go over this, and again, I think you get so much for free. I really do, as shown here. But if you do $7.95 a month, so single user paid annually is $9.95. Looks like, I don't know the difference here. I guess it's $9.95 or $7.95 if you pay for the year, something to that effect. Either way, you get the point. It's less than $10 for an individual plan per month, which gives you unlimited edited documents. So there might be a limit to how many you get on the free plan. It doesn't say here specifically. And again, I'm very new to this product. A gigabyte of storage, so it looks like you could keep them there, but a gig is quite a bit, and I can't imagine these charts take up a huge amount of space, to be totally candid. You get the premium templates, as we mentioned, presentation mode, which might be beneficial, but again, you'd be getting all that for, if you're using it to that extent, $7.95 a month is probably going to be worth it for you. It looks like when you get larger, and maybe you are doing some team org and things of that nature, mind mapping and kind of, business related, like sales funnels and stuff like that, you probably, I mean, even $30 or $27 a month is seriously like not that bad at all. And then very rarely would you come to an enterprise, right? Like most of us small businesses are never going to get to that point, and that's fine. That's a good thing. So it looks like this. I guess the free level gives you 25 megabytes. Again, would probably be more than enough. And I don't know if these are downloadable. That's something I haven't checked yet. It doesn't look like it is, which might be something that you'd want to use that integration for. Something to look into, something to consider as you're going through this. Again, I'm still relatively new to this tool myself. But from what I can gather, let's see if we go to file here, file, save. So it looks like you just couldn't save it there. You could still print it or export it as a PDF. So you could still delete it. Now, obviously the negative would be, okay, but if I need to revise it, I got to remap the whole thing, which would obviously be an issue. and it looks like you can import a diagram via these various tools. So anyways, something to look further into. That's more of an advanced discussion versus just a high level thing that I wanted to share with you all. But really impressed with the tool so far. And again, really want to make sure that it's something you are considering as you build your sales funnels. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Before you go, there's 3 ways that you can continue to work with me if you found this video to be insightful or helpful. The first of which is if you are brand new to business or if you really want to figure out what type of business is best for you, we have a business type quiz. It's going to give you what type of business you should start and an entire report about how to build that business around you so that you build a business around your life, not a life around your business. Because I've been in the opposite, and it is not fun when my business dictates everything I do, and it's not a fun situation. We want to put you in the driver's seat to succeed rather, and to do well. So that quiz will give you a great head start in that direction, or confirm what you already speculate about the business that you're in. Sometimes a slight pivot is required. Number 2, my ultimate startup checklist. This is my most popular download of all time. It's a PDF checklist of everything you should be doing. Most people in business, they have a litany of things they're supposed to do. This gives you everything you should be doing in order. What we have found has worked time and again for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of students at this point. We have 50,000 plus students that we've serviced, and most of them, that's the biggest complaint. I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing for this season right now. That will give you the early steps as far as what you should be doing. And then number 3, if you want to sell online, sell your products, market your services, whether you have an offline or an online business, but you kind of don't want to feel sleazy. You don't want to feel hokey. You kind of want to feel authentic doing it. We teach you how to do that. In that free class, we're going to teach you how to sell and market your business online, build a sales machine that will sell even while you sleep, and you're not going to sound hokey doing it even if you are starting from scratch. That class is 100% free. It's a 35-minute class, so buckle up, but it is invaluable stuff, and I think you're going to get a lot of value out of doing it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, drop me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.